Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another building video. On today's episode, why not celebrate the springtime with this perfect springtime wedding venue? But without further ado, let's cue that intro! So ladies and gentlemen, in this video, decided that I wanted to try and do something a little bit different. I've done a lot of builds in the past. I've done lots of sort of regular houses, family houses, castles, some futuristic and some modern builds. I've done quite a lot of stuff, but decided that community lots and sort of specialist lots like this is something I haven't really done too much with. So I'm trying to branch out a little bit and try and do some more exciting stuff. So this is actually quite a simple lot really when you think about it. The base components themselves on their own aren't amazingly exciting. The buildings are nothing too exciting. The actual wedding venue itself on its own is nothing too exciting. But when you actually combine it with the setting, the location in Winterberg, actually piece the whole thing together like one giant jigsaw, you end up with, in my opinion, is possibly a stunning, lovely place that you could actually legitimately have a wedding. To be honest, if my wedding looks anything like this when the time comes, I'll be pleased, because maybe not necessarily the colours will be my first choice, but the actual venue, the location is just a stunning place to be. So wanted to do a mix here. It was very easy with, when you say wedding, to immediately go for some sort of chapel or some kind of reception hall, that kind of thing, and it all turns very, very samey. So I want to branch out a little bit and actually try and do something quite different. Now, naturally, a lot of people want to do the beach weddings and stuff, which is fine. And you could possibly do that in The Sims. There are sand options and stuff. You could probably make a nice beach. But I want to do something different based around water. And I want to have this amazing sort of stand area where the wedding actually takes place. You have this seating area in front of this amazing stand under the lovely shade of a lovely roof. And then what you've actually got is an amazing view of the sea. The fountains all around encasing the actual seating area will actually have fountains themselves within. Kind of strange thing to say that we'll have leaping fountains, and it would just be an amazing place to be. So I wanted to put a nice little stone pathway leading up the centre here. I'm now going to put around fences because I'm trying to turn this into a room, but to be honest, it's not really working. In the end, I end up deleting the stairs and it's all a little bit messy. So decided just to do it by hand with this amazing white marble either side here, and now I'm going to go around putting the leaping fountains in. So to start off with, it's possibly going to look a little bit congested here, but there is quite a few different types of fountains here, and actually in conjunction they actually all really work very, very nicely. None of them are I think there's a couple of large fountains, if you want to call them that, but mostly they're all small, or maybe a few medium ones as well. On the most part though, everything is quite compact. It's actually really nice. You end up with lovely little water effects, as you'll see in the glamour shots a little bit later. So playing with some different designs here, I wanted to move away from just standard fountains. I want to do something a bit different. So I've put these lovely little plants here, and I'm just swapping around now either side of sort of swapping which way they're facing to get a nice little trim there at the front. And then what I'm going to do is surround the whole thing with trees and just make it in general a nice place to be. So I'm going to switch over to nighttime now, and we can actually start to see with the fountains you get this subtle light white glow, and this is going to light up really, really amazingly well. But I'm not going to leave it there. I'm actually going to turn the whole thing using some of the specialist custom miscellaneous wallpapers and flooring. You get this amazingly bright, vibrant white tiles. In conjunction with the wall, you end up with these massively bright venues and massively bright rooms, and this, as you can see, is no exception. You've got an amazing, amazing light glow without using lights. But I didn't want to not use lights at all, so what I've done here is, as you can see, either side of this stone pathway, we've got a nice set of flowers running up either side there, and then what I've actually done is put the outdoor lights as well to give that amazing glow, so you can have your wedding in the daylight or in the nighttime. So this is the seating area I've actually been talking about. So as you can see, when we start to pan it out, amazing amount of area here for seating. Colour choice, possibly a few people are going to question that. Personally, I really, really love how these two colours work together. When I mentioned earlier, it may not necessarily be my cup of tea, to use a phrase there. It is actually a really, really nice complementary, bright sort of springtime colours, and I actually really, really like how these blue and green work together. May not necessarily be your choice, but you could change the colours to whatever you want. You could go with all whites, whites and blacks. I did actually play with white and black, but I wanted to do something a little bit different. So just placing the spotlights around that arch area there, and now I'm going to put a few trees and some decorative items around as well. If you actually look at the build itself, it is actually slightly off to one side at the moment by a couple of squares. Don't worry, I will actually take the whole lot and move it one over and make it a bit more central. Don't worry, that is coming. I will take the correction after I've sort of done the roofs and worked a little bit more on the build. Roof is a strange one for these two front builds. I didn't want to just do individual roofs because they're such a strange shape. I want to get this nice walkway you go through the centre of to then go down into the seating area, and then you can have the sort of wedding parade can go through the whole centre, up the centre of the aisle. It would just be an amazing place to go. On top of this, not really sure what to call this. I kind of want to call it a pagoda or a gazebo. To be honest, I don't really know what this is. Whatever it is, this wooden structure, trying to play with some different kind of design. So I've put that wooden trim there and then put another trim around the roof as well, which gives it that 2-level effect. Actually really completes that roof. It is possibly one of my favourite roofs I've done on a build for a little while. Just putting in some windows now for the 2 interior rooms here. Get a bit of decorative stuff going on here, so going to place some trees down. You can see here, this is where I'm first noticing everything's not lining up, so I'm actually going to move the whole build 1 block over to the left, and now everything is actually perfectly dead center and my OCD can stop crying. I'm going to put some trees down, again trying to make this a very springtime orientated build. So we'll put a few lights around these trees, just putting the move objects that allows me to actually place the lights so close to these 2 massive trees. A little bit of overhang here towards the centre of the build, but again that's nice. It makes the trees feel alive, makes it a lovely place to actually be, and in the glamour shots I hope you agree we end up with an amazingly stunning effect. A few more trees in the corner now, and that is pretty much where I'm going to sort of leave the trees. We're going to move those over a little bit and put a few extra little bits here and there in, and what I'm going to do is then put the lovely little wild grasses and the little daisies and all those type of plants all around the base of the trees as well, just to add a touch more of the springtime spirit. So just putting them around the build itself. Next is actually going to be working on these 2 rooms. So going to start off with the lovely blue wall hanging flowers climbing up the outside of that wooden structure. Again, a nice place to be with a few lights as well, give a bit of glow, so if your parade is walking through here in the dark, you get an amazingly sort of light walking experience. As we move to the inside, 2 rooms going on in here. So the first room will be a dining area, the other room will be a bar, but we haven't actually got any restrooms on here, so I decided to come into the basement and actually build the restrooms underground out of the way. They're a bit of a strange shape, and the cubicles are a bit weird if I'm honest. Don't worry, what I'm actually going to do is there will be a speed up and jump in the footage now, because I've actually placed this slightly off. Unfortunately, when you're building underground, I find it quite hard to actually judge where sort of stairs are going to come out, so I'll move the whole build slightly over. As you can see, I'm just rearranging everything, moving it all back over and just repairing the wall where I actually placed the stairs. Little awkward moment there. So stairs lead down into sort of a reception area, and then there'll be the 2 toilets down there for each gender. This is the sitting dining area. Again, keeping with the blue and green theme. The green is is not as vibrant as the blue. I'm actually quite pleased with that. It kind of gives a nice contrast here. I didn't want it too vibrant the whole way through, but nice rug down on the floor as well. A couple of pictures on the wall. Nice ice statue as well. It's a nice touch. Light up the area with a few hanging lights. And then the other thing we need to do is we need to make sure we've got a lovely set of plants going on, and then we're going to need a nice central table as well. Just finish up with a couple bits of artwork on the wall there. Couple of bits of flowers on the tables, a couple of tables off to the side as well. Let's be honest, you're going to need somewhere for your wedding cake to go, but you're also going to need somewhere for the main involved people to actually sit. So we've got this nice glass table at the top there, long glass table for everyone to sit at. As we move downstairs to the restrooms themselves, what we started off here is we've got the women's toilets on the right and we've got the gentlemen's toilets on the left. We're going to put a couple of I'm trying to think of the word I'm looking for, doors. Would you believe I just struggled to say the word doors? Either side there, obviously males and female toilets there. I'm going to put a couple of decorative items around. The toilets themselves, very similar, very basic, nothing too exciting here. We've got a couple of bits of artwork on the wall and a nice little sea. They're pretty much a mirror image of one another, despite of the shape, which is kind of a weird shape, but overall I actually think it works and it's in line with the build from above. A couple of toilets going in here, toilet rolls either side. Pretty simple. We're going to put some sinks in, that nice panoramic wide mirror there. Just going to change the rug flooring colour to a nice red to complement the rest of the room there. And then we're going to put the lights in the toilets as well, and then that's going to finish off the restrooms for the build. just work on the outside now, make the whole thing look nice. As we move into the next part, now this is the final room of the build itself. This is the DJ, the party room. This is where the drink flows, everyone's excited, the dancing happens, the first dance, one of the most iconic parts of the wedding. So I wanted to make this a nice bright place to be. So we've got a nice disco dance floor there, we've got a few lights there, got a nice bar here, you know, everyone needs a few drinks to relax. Well, maybe not everyone, but it's nice to have a few drinks. Just gonna move the bar over, and there you have it. So as we move into the glamour shots of this build, naturally like all my builds, I hope you have enjoyed, and this build will be available to download on the Mysterious Mr. Ryan Sims 4 gallery page. Don't forget to check that one out. Also, new video going up today as well. This video is one of two. There will be the home swap project that actually gets released later on today, so make sure you check that out. But if you have liked this video, want to give it a thumbs up and consider getting subscribed so you don't miss a single video in this series or any other series. Also, if you want to follow me on Twitter, stay up to date with me. Give either the link on the top of your screen a click or a link in this video description to amazing links down there. You should really be checking out to the other channels. But if you're feeling particularly lazy and want to watch another video, give those two icons on top of your screen a cheeky click to be taken to one of my other playlists. But for now, I'm out. Stay awesome. I'll see you next video.